Hello, it's Shantae Dent. I have a question for you. Life-changing question, a game changer, a pivotal moment in your life to ask yourself and answer honestly and transparently. Who do you need to release? What do you need to release? You know, oftentimes we feel stuck and held back by something, and we're often not able to pinpoint what is it that's holding me back? Why do I still feel stuck or bound? And sometimes it's simply taking a moment to pause, self evaluate, ask yourself, what's going on internally? What am I dealing with in my heart and in my mind? Where are my thoughts? Who or what do you need to release? So, have you encountered and experienced a situation that rubbed you the wrong way, didn't have the outcome you desired or anticipated, or maybe you got into it with someone, there was an argument, a misunderstanding? Perhaps someone lied on you, there is some manipulation going on, and you end up being the one who experienced the downfall, and you feel like you were abandoned, and that can leave you feeling stuck. It can leave you frustrated. It can leave you rehearsing the scenario and wondering why things turned out the way they did, especially when you feel like you did your best. Or perhaps you responded to an injustice and your response warranted you being ostracized, judged, dismissed, lied on. There's so many variables that can be considered when we sit down and evaluate what experience have I gone through or who have I encountered, and this situation caused me to walk away wounded. Whatever that is, I encourage you to identify it, because having the resolution within your heart, whether other people are involved or not, having that peace from within is what can be the key to unlocking you from feeling stuck. So, in this moment, it might be a little uncomfortable. It might come to you as challenging, but I tell you one thing, it's well worth the discomfort. The discomfort of being honest and vulnerable in a sense of acknowledging where you're at. You're right, it's been a week, it's been a month, or for some of us, maybe even years, where we have this unresolved issue because we're waiting for someone to apologize, or we're just waiting for closure. The reality is we won't always have the conversations we desire. What's important is, did you do your part? Did you reach out? Did you position yourself to ask for forgiveness for something that you've done that might have offended someone? Did you do your part? Take inventory of what you can control and focus on that. And once you've done your part, step back and have a moment. Take a breather and realize that if there's anything remaining that you need to release, today is the day to release it. Because if you don't release it, you end up stuffy, just full of stuff. You end up heavy loaded with baggage, unnecessary baggage that's slowing you down. And think about your relationships and even your career. What's hindering you from moving forward mentally and emotionally, maybe even physically? When you hold on to things, there's some physical ailments that can manifest, right? So do yourself a favor and do everyone who encounters you a favor and release. Now, you may have heard different messages or words of encouragement in guiding you to forgive. And for some people, it's difficult to embrace forgiveness. We want to hold on to a lot of pain and anger because of what was done to us, because of what we experienced. But the reality is, now this is the truth, nothing good can come out of that. So do yourself a favor and release that pain, release what you cannot control. Take a deep breath and write it out. These are the situations that are bothering me, that I'm holding on to. This is the person, or these are the people where I'm still holding on and I'm waiting for an apology, or I'm holding on to a grudge or resentment. Release it without waiting or anticipating anything to come back in return from that person or from that situation. This is all about you right now. And release it in love if you can. So in other words, instead of forget you, forget them. Oh, I see how you want to be. Bye. We just won't have a friendship anymore. I just won't be in your life anymore. Or I'm going to walk away and be done with it all. And we release it with a negative attitude. And I feel like that still carries some unhealthy weight. So could you release it in love? In other words, release it wishing them the best, that if they didn't learn from this situation, perhaps the next go round they'll learn and become a better version of themselves. And you, in return, become a better version of yourself because you're able to release, but not only release, you feel this void and this emptiness, releasing in love. I wish you the best. I sincerely wish you the best. I'm ready to move on with my life because there's so much more for me to accomplish. And I don't know about you, but as I get older, I want to become wiser. I want to continue to evolve and transform and become the better Shantae. And I want that to manifest in my relationships, in my marriage, in my role as a mom, when I'm working with individuals, with my clients and partners. I want to be a better version of myself than I was last week, last month, last year. And a beautiful way to become the better version of yourself and continue to evolve and transform is to have a moment where you can take inventory of where you are and identify what's hindering you. And if in fact it's a grudge, resentment, or anger, just something subtle, or perhaps it's major and it's right there in your face, take the step to release it. And oftentimes we'll hear people say, get over it, just let it go, that already happened. Well, I want to be cautious here because how you feel is important. It is to be acknowledged. It's also important that you are encouraged to process so that you can move forward in a healthy way. And I'm taking this time, extra time, to really hone in on this point because I know what it's like to be in it. I mean, in it, deep in it, in the trenches. And I also know what it feels like and what it looks like to step up and out of it, to be on the other side. And I'm really grateful for making that choice to release the pain, to release all of the anger, because now I can be bolder and brighter and more creative, and I can continue to influence, and I can also continue to thrive in every area of my life. What is it that you need to release so that you can remove all the blockage and all the things that are hindering you from moving forward?